past days, like, I swear it's like a blessing because it's probably gonna be lengthy, but man, I'm telling you, like, God is so amazing. Like, when I tell you that I was literally like, it's hard to explain. Like, the situations that I was in recently and how I prayed and it just in a snap of a finger and it happened in 3 days the same way in Texas. Like, I remember when I was in the hotel struggling to find my way because I left a pretty unhealthy situation in Jersey and my family members, and I went to Texas, I went to Houston, and then I stayed in Houston for like literally I was in a hotel, 2 different hotels. The one hotel I stayed there for a night, the other hotel I stayed there for 2 nights. And on the 3rd day, that shelter that I went into the first time, the Bay Area homeless shelter, they called me. I called them. I was calling a bunch of shelters trying to find a way to get in. I just kept praying to get into one. I felt it in my spirit, and something told me, like, the shelter that was going to accept me wasn't going to be one that was in Houston. It wasn't going to be one of the areas. It was going to be like one that's out of the city of Texas. Like, if the city is going to be in Texas, but it's going to be a different city. And it was the one that accepted me. And the one that popped up on mine was like Springfield, Texas or something like that, but it wasn't that. I prayed and stuff, and I remember on the fourth day, I literally, they were supposed to, which I found out later on as I was living in the shelter, they said on the phone to somebody that was trying to get admitted to them into the shelter, they said it takes 10 to 15 business days, I believe, and they'll be held on a waiting list so they can be put in the shelter. Tell me why. I called them on the 3rd day of me being in a hotel, and I kept praying, crying to God about how I need to find someplace. I don't want to be on the street. But please, God, just please. Because please don't allow me to be on the street. Please allow some shelter to accept me. And that's why I just kept saying. And out of nowhere, like I said, I was calling every place left and right kept turning me down. And then next minute I know the place is asking me questions. They asking me questions to see if I'm eligible to fit into the shelter, to make sure that I'm not no offender, sex offender. I'm not any, like, I don't got nothing going on with me that can ruin the establishment that they have. And I called there and they answered all their questions. They did a little questionnaire survey thing to make sure I was capable of to live there amongst other people. And they said they'll call me back around 12 something to let me know if, like, to let me know the green light, let me know if I was approved by the case manager, if I'm eligible enough to come live in their shelter. Said she was gonna call me back at 12. So she was just supposed to call me back to let me know if I was capable of living there. And I was supposed to be put on a waiting list, right? She wasn't supposed to call me back to let me know, oh, you can come in, you know? Why? Tell me why after the 3 days, on the 4th day, all of a sudden, I know it's getting close to me, time for me to leave. The staff for the hotel place is knocking on the door telling me, room service, you know, to clean up the room. And they said, am I leaving or staying? And at first, I'm not gonna lie, on the 3rd day of being there, the 3rd night, I was contemplating, I said I was gonna stay, but I was like, let me see if I could, like, not pay, right? Cause I'm like, I didn't want to spend my last amount, because it was like $50 to stay there. But then when I tried to be slick with it, you know, I had ordered me a Subway sandwich, and I left out the hotel room to go get my food that I ordered. I went to try to get back in my room, and that door was locked because, and I was like, dang, now I gotta pay for another night. And I'm like, I went to the front office. I tried to cap and say, oh, I lost my room service key. The lady opened it for me, the maintenance lady, and then I got in. And then all of a sudden, another lady came to the door, like literally a couple minutes later, saying room service. I'm thinking in my head, like, room service just came. I said, hold on, I'm coming. I open the door, and it's a lady with a clipboard saying, are you staying or leaving? I was like, staying. Did you pay for another night? Like, she, you know, it was a trick, like, to say room service so that person can open the door. And I was like, oh, I didn't know, like, if the lady in the front was there, because I didn't see nobody there. She was like, oh, no, she should be there. And then, you know, she's like, you should be there, you know, don't worry. And I was like, all right, I'm going to there now. And I went downstairs and I paid for another night, and that was my last amount. So that's why on the third night, I was like praying so hard. I was praying throughout those days so hard. But on the third day, I was like praying my hardest, bro, because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my last night. Where am I gonna go from here? Because every like shelter is like denying me. They saying that it's full capacity, and then they turn around and saying if it's not full capacity, it's a men's shelter. So I'm like, what the heck? So I went and on the third day, like I said, I prayed heavy before I went to bed. I prayed, and at that point, I just kept getting signs on my YouTube, stuff popping up on my timeline saying to have faith, to not give up, have faith in God, stop worrying, stop being afraid. Once you let go and let God handle it, and you stop being afraid, it will work out for you. Like, I was just seeing so many videos, so many prophetic videos popping up on my timeline. And I don't know, something in my spirit, I just wasn't no longer afraid anymore. And I just let go. I just prayed that night. And I remember, I think that third night, I didn't even cry. Like I was the past couple of days, like every single night at those two hotels. Like, I kept getting signs throughout the whole entire time, meeting people. Uber drivers, like, was just sending so much blessings to me, like, saying they hope the best for me, this and that, like, you know, I hope almost like they hope that I find my way. Like, a lot of great stuff that they were saying. I felt like that was God sending me people to tell me to keep going, to don't, like, give up. But that situation happened, and on the fourth day, that place called me back. They didn't call me back at 12, they called me back at 2. I had just gotten off the phone with this spam caller, because my phone was ringing off. Before I went and picked up my phone, I went into the bathroom and I did it. I prayed again. I was talking out loud to God, praying, saying, please, God, let them call me back. And something was, you know, in my spirit, I believe God was letting me know, like, don't worry, they're going to call you back. And that's what I was hearing. And all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I'm not trying to speak negativity out there, but I'm just hoping, I'm just praying, you know, I hope they don't call me, reject me, whatever. And then something was like, you know, I feel like God was like basically, like, don't speak so negatively, like, don't worry, relax, like, tell me why. Literally, after I walk out that bathroom, my phone starts ringing off. And what the heck? I see a random number. I think it said Texas area code. And I'm thinking, no, it did. I don't think it did. But it was calling me, and it was a spam. It was like a spam caller. They was asking me if I wanted to donate to autistic kids. I'm not gonna lie, I could have handled that situation well, but I just hung up. No, like not to be rude, but that's what I did. Next minute, I think a minute later, or less than a minute later, I get another call, and this is saying Texas, like from the state of Texas, the number. popping up on my Android phone, so it just said Texas and it showed the number on top. And I picked it up, and they was asking me, hey, is this da 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 da? And I'm like, yes. It's like, hi, we called yesterday and we was wondering if you were able to come in today. You know, are you available to come in today from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.? Throughout those times, are you available through those times? Are you available through 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. today to see if you can come in today? Are you available today? I'm like, yes. And it's like, okay, they said, okay, well, let's lay down the rules. They told me the rules. They told me everything. Da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, you know, I'm agreeing to the rules. I'm saying, yes, I could do this. Yes, I could do that. They said, bring 7 days worth of clothing. So basically what I had already, my bag. And I'm like, all right, okay, you know, I'm like, okay, the only available bed we got is a top bunk. Da, 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 da. I was like, okay, that's fine. It was like, okay, are you sure? I'm like, yes. It was like, okay, we'll see you then. Okay, thank you. Bro, when I tell you I was jumping for joy, because I'm like, yo, God, you pulled one for me. You did that. Like, I was just so happy because I was supposed to leave the hotel, and it was room service came to my door, and they was wondering, you know, let them know to check when I was going to check out, because at that point it was in the afternoon. I was supposed to check out. So after I would have got checked out, I'm like, I would have had no place to go. Throughout that time, for some reason, my phone service kept messing up. My data kept turning off, and it was messing with my connection, being able to go order Lyft rides. Like, I'll try to order it, and all of a sudden it's not popping up. So I had like $60-something on my card. I'm not going to cab. I used my mom's card to order my Lyft. The Lyft was like $30-something. The card did not, it went through, but then my connection went, it said no connection on the app all of a sudden, and it didn't show me that my ride was here. Like, it showed a connection, but it didn't show me my ride was here. So the whole entire time I went and took a quick trip to the store, which was less than 2 minutes away, and I came back, and all of a sudden they said my ride was waiting outside for me, and I missed it. I'm like, what the heck? So I was like, you know, I was thanking God, like, okay, I thank God that I had 60 something on my card, so let me hurry up and use my mouth, and let me make sure I stay here and order my ride and get in the car. I got in the car when it finally came, and I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful, and I'm just like, thank you, God. I'm just like, literally, I'm just thanking God, right? That was my first faith move. Like, I moved from Jersey, from where I'm from, all the way to Texas, Houston, in a hotel, to then on the 4th day, I end up getting a place of shelter. And that happened with here, and I read that in the Bible, right? There's this, I read it in Numbers, I think it was 9-10, Numbers 10 in the Bible. Numbers chapter 10. It was mentioning 3 days of rest, and I don't know why that popped up and just caught my attention, but it was talking about having 3 days of rest. And it's just, I don't know, it popped up in my mind, because every single time that, I say God never showed out for me, but every time that I prayed and I was praying for shelter, and for example, I was homeless for like 3 days. This happened twice now, and I prayed that God had shelter, invites me in, and I find a place of shelter. Always after the 3 days of rest, which popped up in my mind, it was always on the 4th day I ended up getting accepted. And this is now the 2nd time, and it was just like, but in the situation that I was in LA, in California, so I was like, I met this dude, right? Isaiah, like, I don't even think I should say his name, but I met him on the Greyhound bus. Okay, so I was on the bus, right? And we stopped off in what part of Texas? I think in Dallas, Texas. Yup. We was on a bus from Houston. We got on. I didn't never see him hop on the bus. He hopped on after me. He was in line. I was way in front of the line. Got on the bus, showed him my pass, my ticket. Then all of a sudden, you know, the bus stopped off at the Dallas part of the terminals. We had to get off. The guy on the bus said, you know, I didn't pay attention that we were supposed to get off, but he was like, yo, y'all ain't hearing me? Y'all gotta get off the bus. I'm on a Greyhound. This is how I met Isaiah, right? I hopped on a Greyhound. I'm on there. I'm holding it. I'm trying to hold my pee. It's not going for me. The bus took a rest stop, right? It took a couple. At this point, it was like a second rest stop. And I had decided, you know, I can't hold it in no more. Something told me I should have went and peed and used the bathroom before I got on the Greyhound. I believe God was telling me that. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I held it in before. Man, I could not hold it in. I was on the bus. I was like, oh my gosh. I waited till it finally stopped. Took its rest stop and I finally got up. I'm like, you know, let me hurry up and go to the bathroom. I didn't even, man, how small that bathroom was. I didn't even know that was a bathroom. That looked like a little small utility closet in the cut. Isaiah was in the back of the bus, right? Orange hoodie. I thought he was rolling a backward in the back of the bus. But I guess like he was eating or whatever. I'm going and I'm like going to the back to go and figure out like where to, you know, cause I'm expecting there's a bathroom in the back. I haven't been on a Greyhound bus in years since I was young. So when I went to the back, I'm like, I'm in front of the bathroom like door cause it's closed, but I'm like grabbing on it didn't even look like a handle. It looked like I don't know what it was, but it was a handle. And I'm thinking, is this a closet? I'm thinking like, what is this? Is this the bathroom? I'm about to be like, oh, snap. I'm feeling a little embarrassed, like, yo, I'm thinking it's a bathroom and it's not a bathroom and stuff like that. And then I look over to him and I'm like, oh, can you open this for me? Like, do you know how to open this? He had his hood on. He had a freaking cookie in his mouth. I don't know what the heck he was doing. I thought he was rolling a backwood. He smelled like strong freaking weed. And he was trying to open the door for me and trying to pull it open, and then he popped open, he fell over, and I'm like, I don't thank you. And I walk in the bathroom and use it. I didn't know how old he was. To me, physically, like looking at him, he looked like he could have been 25, right? Pretty close. But I remember went to the bathroom, got up, went back to my seat after using it, and all of a sudden he comes to my seat. The bus stops for another rest stop, probably like the third one. At this point, we've been on the bus for hours. He's like, oh, yeah, because at this point it's early. It's been like 2 hours. It's like 3 in the morning, about 3 or 4, 3 in the morning. Yeah, it's 3 in the morning. He comes in, he walks up to me while the bus is driving, and he's like, oh, do you got a charger? And I'm like, what? And I was like, you know, like an iPhone charger. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, oh, can I use it real quick? I was like, I don't have a bottom piece. I just have, I'm using my bottom piece. And my iPhone cord is in my bag and under the bus. He's like, dang, really? I was like, yeah. I was like, dang, so you don't got an old Android, you know? I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I don't. I just got this. He was like, oh, dang, all right. I was like, look, and he walked off, and I believe I went and the bus started, the bus was driving, and I think it went to a stop again. The first time he got on, he said something to me, asking me, if I had a cord. When he was asking me, I was saying, no, I don't got it. He was in like, oh, wait, why you sit here? Why don't you, the back is comfortable. Why don't you sit in the back? You're the only one in the back. Why would I sit in the back with you? I'm like, nah, I'm fine with sitting here. I'm telling him that. And he was like, you sure? Like the back is comfortable. It's more space. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I was able to tell, like, the dude should have hit him, whatever. But I'm like, nah, I'm good. And then I was like, I'll let you know if I, got a charge or whatever. Probably like a couple minutes later, as the bus is still at a stop, I'll get up and I'm like, oh, do you need it? That's when I said, do you still need an iPhone charger? Because I'll, go get my stuff from the back because we was at a rest stop. And he was like, no, I think I'm good. I'll look in my bag to see if, I'll let you know if I need it. So I'm like, oh, okay. Sit back down. Bus again picks up again and it goes back to start driving again, the bus driver. Finally reached Dallas. Then we're at the Greyhound terminal for Dallas. They tell us to line up. All of a sudden, he's the last to get off the bus. No, he wasn't. Yeah, we was actually the last. Me and him and this other guy, because we didn't hear the guy tell us to get off the bus. We had to still wait on the bus. The guy came on the bus saying, "Didn't you hear us? Didn't you hear me? Y'all gotta get off the bus." They gotta board up for another bus. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know. He's like, yeah, you gotta go wait in there. Wait in the Greyhound terminal. Got up, grabbed our stuff off the bus. I get up, go outside. My bag is on the ground. I think his bags was open or whatever. I go in the Greyhound terminal, sit down for a moment. Then they told us anybody that was trying to go to Los Angeles to line up in line C or line B. And I got up and lined up in line B. All of a sudden I see him finally come off the bus and he's got his hood on and I noticed his face. I'm like, he got mad tattoos on his face. And he's average height. We like the same height. He's like 5'7" or 5'6", because he's like a tad bit. I feel like a little shorter than me. He's short. He's digging through. I see him over there. He's not in line yet. He's digging through his bag, like fumbling through it. I'm wondering what the heck. I'm not paying him no mind. I'm not paying him no mind. I'm just worried about. I'm tired. I just want her to get back on the bus and her to go to LA. This dude decides all of a sudden. I don't know. We barely had any form of conversation, but he decided, let me come all the way to meet her and tell her my issues. He's like, he dragging his stuff all the way over there. His bag is open. He tosses open his bag to show me inside his bag. He like, somebody went in my stuff. I'm like, wait, what? Somebody went in your stuff? He was like, yeah, somebody stole my stuff. I had all these sneakers. I had all this stuff, and somebody stole my stuff. I'm like, yo, that's messed up for real. Yeah, I had this. He's naming all the type of shoes and sneakers he had, saying his stuff is missing. I'm like, look at my stuff. And I'm not gonna cap. I remember seeing he had a rolled up wad of cash with a rubber band around it. I believe I seen something like that in his bag. He telling me his issues. He telling me all that. I'm thinking in my head, why is he telling me this? I just met you. We hop on a freaking bus. Now this is the bus to go to El Paso. This is the bus that's supposed to take us to El Paso, Texas. We hop on the bus from Dallas. We hop on. At that point, he conversating with me. He's needing my charger. I let him use my iPhone charger. He talking to me, conversating with me. Then all of a sudden, he gets on the phone with his, he was asking me. He was like, conversating with me. I'm thinking in my head, oh, I'm not paying him no mind. As I'm hearing him talk, I'm like, oh, he sounds young. He sounds like, I don't know, he just sounds childish in his voice. He sounds like he's probably like 18. All of a sudden, he's talking with me and this and that, and then all of a sudden he gets on the phone with somebody. This chick, he's talking to her on speaker, telling her what happened. He got stuff stolen, this and that, this and that. And she's like, Isaiah, stop lying. You're such a liar. I'm thinking, hey, why she keep calling him a liar? He's telling everybody on the bus his problems is the old dude behind us who turned around and ended up being one of the dudes that ended up stealing more of his stuff. It's a long freaking story, bro. Overall, he got his stuff stolen like twice, as far as he said. Girl on the phone was saying, oh, you're a liar. You didn't get your stuff stolen. You're such a liar, Isaiah. Da da da. And he's like, babe, I ain't lying. Da da da. I'm like, babe, you were just hitting on me, babe. And then she's like, oh, you're such a liar. And she called him baby daddy. I'm like, child, when that phone call ended, he went to the back of the bus, right? And he was then on the phone call with somebody, and then I found out it was his father, and his father was calling him stupid and retarded because you allow somebody to steal from you and this and that. And I thought he was still on the phone with his girlfriend, right? So he comes up to the front bus where I'm at, sits right next to the seat over there next to me, across from me. Bus is pretty small in the middle of the aisle. He asked me if he was wrong for his stuff getting stolen. I'm like, no, if your stuff got stolen, I mean, how can you control that? It's not stolen, it's not your fault. Not knowing the whole story, and then later on I did call him stupid. Because how you, never mind. Then he's talking about, so, are you single? You know, you got a man or something? You got a boyfriend? I'm like, no. I'm like, what's your name? I told him my name. I'm like, no, Vay. Call me Vay for short. He like, oh, okay. Why you don't got a boyfriend? You tell me you don't got a boyfriend? Then you know why you don't got no boyfriend. I'm like, yeah, I don't. I'm laughing. He's like, what's your number? I'm like, you want my number? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm not giving you my number. You got a whole girlfriend. That's weird. I don't do that. And I was like, and also, I'm not looking for nothing. I'm not looking for no boyfriend. He's like, dang, why you don't want no boyfriend? He's like, that's not my girl. I swear that's not my girl. Like, I just talked to her. This man trying to tell me she pays him for protection because he's a crip, right? And he is one. Yes, he is. But who the heck is paying you for protection? Sweetheart, you're an inch shorter than me. You don't even got your gun on you. What are you protecting? And he says, oh, he boxes. He boxes. He knows how to box. I'm like, okay, cool. But who are you protecting? But I would, when he's like, oh, she paid me to protect her because she's a prostitute. She got a couple of kids. I think he said she got 5. She got a man, he don't even know that she dealing with him. He ain't never had sex with her, this and that. She got HIV. He was just telling me all her business. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Bro, but to sum it up, because the story is long, it went from us not knowing another, meeting each other on the bus, trying to exchange chargers so he could charge his phone, to then we stuck in El Paso, Texas, sharing a hotel room with another one. And I thank the Lord that I recorded every little thing, because this story sounds so crazy. It sounds like something somebody made up. Because who would believe that? Went to El Paso, Texas. This dude has a problem with running his mouth and talking too much and being combative, arguing with people. The people at the Greyhound, I told him, stop going in the bathroom. He told me he gonna go in the bathroom and make a sell, because he hustle, he sell drugs, right? I don't play with that mess, and I told him I don't get down like that. He met this dude on the bus, this Mexican dude on the bus. This dude tried to sell him his psychedelics and medication because he got PTSD, right? And I think the guy was from LA or something. The dude, was trying to, he was trying to meet up with the dude in the bathroom to sell him and stuff, right? In their eyes, they were looking at him because number one, he's black, he got tattoos, he looked like a convict, and he walking around here acting like he don't got no sense. And then arguing back and forth with this lady at the cashier register, being a little rude and sassy with her. Cause it was because she was trying to charge $3.48 for a cup of ice. for a cup of ice. And he was like, I ain't paying no da-da-da for that much. He's telling me don't pay for it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna pay for it. He's like, no, don't do it. I said, no, you're not gonna pay for it. I was like, I'm gonna pay for it. You want the cup? You're gonna get the cup. And I paid for it. So this lady got an attitude. She's mad as heck. Now she's talking Spanish and she's talking to the other guy, right? She doesn't know that he knows Spanish because he doesn't know how to speak it, but he knows enough. He's Brazilian Creole. So his aunt and half his family speak Spanish, the other half don't. The other half is Creole. I understand certain ways in Spanish because I just do. I mean, I'm Afro-Latin, but Afro-Latino, but I just, I'm multiracial, but I still, my Spanish isn't that good, but he understood it more than I did. And the lady was telling dude, trying to lie, I guess, say that I didn't pay for the cup, which is proof that I paid for it. I paid with my card. And she was trying to tell the guy that, I guess, that's what Isaiah was telling me. Next thing I know, they're watching Isaiah. They go in, I remember they went in the bathroom. The security lady went in the bathroom while I was in the bathroom. Like, they was watching us. And the other people went into the bathroom, for the men's bathroom, to watch him. And when it was time to go on the bus, and our bus finally pulled up for the El Paso one, bro. The bus from El Paso to get to Arizona. He literally, we were boarding up to get on the bus. Before we got on the bus, this dude openly took out his medication pills. He didn't take it out the bottle, as in like you were able to see it out the bottle. He took it out and it was a bunch of them. He said, "This is my medication. So you're supposed to take all those pills all at once? You're not supposed to do that. You're doing that to get high." And I was noticing certain things. I'm like, okay, I understand that certain things is your medication is prescribed to you, but you're not supposed to take this all at once. That's why you're moving like that. And he put all those pills, a bunch of colorful pills, he put it on the counter. It was the area where you could sit down and wait for your bus. And he put it down and he was trying to pour it into his soda. His soda started to, he put the top on it and it started to squeeze out and explode. So now he's dripping soda on the floor. Now that's causing attention. The bus pulled up and I'm like, bro, come on, what are you doing? Get soda all on the floor. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You're gonna get us in trouble. You're looking at us, making us look bad. Look like we're dealing with drugs. And since I'm around you, it's gonna get me in trouble. You wanna get in trouble? Do that. Go to jail again. But me? No. Bro, he literally, I was like, come on, what are you doing? He was like, he told me to hurry up and hold on to, he was panicking. He was like, come on, just hold on to my medicine. I need this. He had 3 pills of Perks. He said he needs it or he'll have seizures. And I'm thinking about that don't even make sense. You need to, is the Perks doing it to you? Because you're taking 3 Perks. And you need that for your seizures? I don't know. But found out later when he was getting high constantly. But we gotta go. I'm telling him this. And it's a bunch of these pills, wet, nasty, soggy pills sitting on the countertop. And he's trying to scoop it into his cup. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, come on. And I'm like, yo, you're making us look bad. They're already looking at you some type of way because they feel like you're selling something, selling drugs. And you're openly putting pills on a countertop. And I'm like, yo, what is wrong with you? This dude literally had this attitude I'm not gonna get in trouble. Oh well, I'm like, yo, and I was mad at myself because I'm like, why did I stay around that? He literally could have gotten me in trouble so many times, It's time for us to board on the bus. to wait in line. It's just like this line, and they open this door to the outside, and then they have the guy looking at tickets one by one, and then we go and walk towards the bus and get on the bus. That's how it was. And it was just a few of us. We're about to go on the bus, and they're saying, and the lady on the bus driver, she's come out, and she like, so I'm hearing, and because the guy the cashier lady that he was being disrespectful to and being smart with, went on the bus, and I seen him hop on the bus to talk to the bus driver. He was telling her something, and she was saying, so I'm hearing her that y'all are being weird. And I'm like, she's talking to Isaiah and this guy. She's like, I heard y'all are being weird, and y'all are doing some weird stuff in the bathroom. And she's like, I can't allow y'all to be on my bus. And so, I already dealt with somebody being on my bus that was high, and they ended up having a stroke on my bus. And I don't need nothing like that happening. So I can't allow y'all on my bus. Bro, and just a snapping thing like that. I'm like, no, they weren't doing nothing. Cause as far as I know, if he went into the bathroom, he didn't make no sale, right? So technically he didn't do anything. I'm trying to defend this man so he can get on the bus, cause all I know is that he said he needed to go back to LA. His family from there, his family out there. He from there, he didn't get back home. So I'm like, I'm just trying to help him as much as he can. So he wasn't doing nothing. And we're standing out, and she's like, and she started to get a little smart with me. She's like, okay, I'm hearing you're trying to defend and defend and what she said, and speak up for them, but that's what I'm hearing. And I'm like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a little pissed off. I was about to go off on her, like, who's she talking to? But I'm thinking in my head, nah, I need to get on this bus. Like, I'm not about to, go off on this lady. Fast forward, we try to get on. She finally allowed us to get on the bus. And this is just child. We got on the bus. Then all of a sudden, next minute I know, he like, I put my phone down. I'm like, yes, we got on the bus. Cause it was a back and forth for like a few minutes. But it was constantly, and the guy said, I'm not allowing you on the bus because y'all acting weird. What's the reason, sir? What is the reason? What he was like, sir, what is the reason why you're not allowing us on the bus? Why are you not allowing us on the bus? And he was like, you're acting weird. That's not a good reason to allow us not on the bus. We were just in the bathroom. It's like, it don't matter. You're not allowed on the bus. And the lady finally managed to convince the guy who was the manager of her to allow us on the bus. Because I'm gonna keep it real. The very first time since I was with them, they weren't gonna allow both the guys on the bus, right? She wasn't gonna allow me on the bus as well. I'm like, all three of us. So that's why I'm like, I kept on real hard fighting. I'm like, okay. I'm like, telling Isaiah, shut up. You keep running your mouth. You're making it worse. Let me speak. So that's why I was like, no. I was like coming, like, I'm just like being that peaceful voice to help the situation, because he was making it worse because he kept being combative. And that's why his mouth gets him in trouble. Why all of a sudden, right? We get on the bus. We get on the bus. Isaiah gets on the bus. He's grabbing his stuff. He's still running his mouth. Okay, it happened already, Isaiah. Let it go. Let's just let it be. We didn't even start off. The bus didn't even drive off yet, and you're already still going. Come on. The guy finally gets on the bus. That other guy was about to cry because he's like, please, I didn't do anything. Like, please, can you allow me on the bus? I didn't do anything. They allow all three of us on the bus. I'm like, I'm trying to help both of them out, right? And we finally get on the bus, and all of a sudden, Isaiah's looking around, he's like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Now, a part of me feel like the guy did say some slick mess, but another part felt like Isaiah probably said something. Because I feel like he's just trying to be slick. Like, I got on the bus. Like, and said some slickness out his mouth. Man, when I tell you, he's like, oh, I think I left it in the bus terminal. I left it. Let me hurry up and go back. Hold on, wait. I left my phone. Let me get my phone. He goes back in there to get his phone. The man is still there, right? He goes in there and he says to me, as he told us in the bus driver, he asked him, have you seen a phone? Because I left my phone in here. I just left my phone in here. He told us that, no, I don't see a phone. If anything left was thrown away. He was like, so you threw my phone away in the trash? And he was like, and the guy was like, no, I didn't. So you're gonna accuse me of stealing your phone? And he started going off on Isaiah, and the next man I know Isaiah's leaving out there with his phone. And he's coming right back to the bus. I see him coming out to the bus. Now this is what he told me and the bus driver. And the guy's following him right behind him. He's like, nah, you're getting off the bus. You're not going on the bus. You're not going to, like, so badly. I could tell, like, the guy was nitpicking. He so badly wanted to make it weird, so he didn't get on the bus. Like, there was this guy on the bus saying that was even laughing. He was like, bro, come on, just stop talking. He was even saying the same thing, like, just stop talking. Just sit down. You're making it worse. He's like, oh my gosh, Isaiah, like, come on, bro. Like, you're making this worse. And he's like, come on, bro. And they're arguing back and forth. I'm like, Isaiah, just shut up. He's like, see, you're arguing back and forth with me. And I'm like, bro, Isaiah, just please ignore him. Okay, just say okay. Even though he in the wrong, just say okay to him and just come on, just sit down. And he just, it's like Isaiah wanted to prove his point so bad. I'm like, bro, and then that guy finally said, you know what? Get off the bus. Get off the bus. I don't care. Get off the bus. The guy says, get off the bus. Get off the bus. He's like, bro, what? Bro, all I did was ask what my phone was. Then you're accusing me of claiming that you stole my phone. I didn't say that. And then I seen it in that lady's face when she asked me if I was getting off the bus too. She's like, wait, you're here? I was like, hold on, don't close the bus. He finally got off the bus, right? I was like, don't close the bus. Like, I think he got off the bus to talk to the guy, to convince him that. Finally got off the bus, and then all of a sudden, I was getting off the bus too, and she's like, he got on the bus. He kept trying to convince the bus driver, like, come on, please, like, you gotta believe me, like, da-da-da. And she's like, it's nothing I can do. That's my manager. Like, I gotta listen to him. Which is weird because she literally managed to convince him and tell, because he didn't want us to get on the bus, to Isaiah to get on the bus, but she said, you know what, I'm allowing him to get on the bus. But he has control over you, but all of a sudden, you was able to allow us to get on the bus the first time, and he was saying no. She just didn't want him on the bus. No issue, no problems, I guess. Makes sense. He got off the bus. I told her, hold on. He left his stuff on the bus. He got back on the bus. He tried to convince her he was some more. And I'm like, Isaiah, just shut up. Come on, let's go. He finally got his stuff. He's like, man, this is crazy. Man, this is crazy. You know, he was getting upset, you know. Before I got off the bus, the lady was like, you going with him? She was like, you going with him? You going with him too? And I'm like, yeah. It's like she had a little chuckle, like, you stupid for doing it, like, and I felt it in my spirit. Like, God was telling me, like, no, don't go, get off the bus. What are you doing? Like, so I stayed off the bus with him, man. And then fast forward, bro, we were stuck in El Paso. The next bus came at 2:50 a.m. We managed to get a ride. His body was in pain. And the reason why his body was in freaking pain, because he was high. I should have freaking left him. That's why it makes sense why something was telling me to leave him. Makes sense if God was telling me to leave him, because I could have ran late, you know, to catch the second bus. He moving slow, and I'm like, he couldn't even lift up his bag on his own because he was falling over. And I'm like, bro. To find out, he kept claiming all his body was hurting because the fact that he got kicked in his back. This makes no sense. Maybe his back, but like his whole entire body is just, I don't know. I feel like he was dealing with pains his body was hurting because his body was like going through a transition of overdosing. But he all of a sudden we get a hotel together. Like, the story is so long. Next minute, we were into this dude who was a thief and a drug dealer, bro. Isaiah had an injury to his face from a couple months ago, and he had fractures in his face. So he needed surgery, and he needed his medication, his antibiotics, so that his infections, the swelling, because his face all of a sudden swelled up, doesn't rise to his face. And it gets to his brain, he can die from that. So that's like having a wisdom tooth, because he had cracked teeth in the other side of his ear. This dude stole his medication that we was riding in the car with. And he tried to kidnap me. Run off with me like I'm his little girlfriend. That guy. Well, then he stole his medication, knowing he made a comment. And I noticed that every single time Isaiah high, he not paying him no mind, he cracking jokes, talking. And this dude is making a comment saying stuff like, you should probably overdose on it. You know, he said, you should probably OD on it. Turn around and OD on it. Who makes it? And I thought in my head, like, what? Who makes a joke like that? Who makes you see someone's high and you make a comment saying that they should take some more pills and overdose on it? And I remember Isaiah is so stupid, right? And I later on caught on. He was telling Isaiah's high, like really high, and he's falling over back and forth, like he can't control his movements. Which I have a video of. This dude is saying something like, oh, he's saying he's telling, Isaiah's telling him like, oh, my face hurts so bad, like makes me want to take out my teeth, like it hurt. This dude is showing him a video. This video of this chick banging her head against the freaking table to the point she's bleeding. It's a fake video. And he's telling him that's something you should do. Like, and claim it as a joke. Like, when he said the comment about the ODing, he's like, nah, I'm just playing. And I was like, what? I'm thinking in my head, I didn't say it out loud, but I'm thinking like, why did he just say that? What's weird? Like, why would you try to convince him to kill himself? Even when he asked for the guy's Instagram, right? It didn't even look like he wanted to give it to him. Like, I low-key was able to see, like, he didn't even like him. Like, when I came across that guy, I don't know, when he drove by, he did a double look over at me. And I was able to see, okay, that's creep. And, he looking at me because, I don't know, it was a split second look. All of a sudden, that dude want to come over and ask him if the guy wants, Isaiah was trying to sell his stuff to this dude we seen at this taco joint. He was using his portable charger to charge his phone up. His phone was dying, so Isaiah was using my phone. Saying, oh, you want to sell, you want a portable, They're saying, oh, you want a grinder for a cigarette. You know how they trade a grinder for a cigarette, like a weed grinder. And the guy was like, yeah, sure. And he paid him a couple dollars for it. No, he didn't pay him. He just traded him a cigarette because he had a pack of cigarettes. And the guy that we was in the car with, that ended up stealing Isaiah's medicine. It was a pervert. Then Isaiah was trying to sell his stuff to him. He asked him, you know, hey, can we get a ride? You know, trying to get a ride, I guess, to a hotel already. Because the hotel was a minute away. That was the intention, to hop in a ride to get to the hotel, because by the time we would have got there, it would have been a while. We finally get over there. We didn't have enough. Isaiah and the guy was buddy. They was laughing, joking, talking. I was just sitting in the back seat, like, quiet. This dude looked like he was Mexican. 6'2", long hair, beard. He had some gray on his hair. Missing the top part of his finger. He had dirty looking fingernails, short fingernails. He had some weight to him. Light skin. Broad nose. Dark long hair. And Isaiah's stupid. He said he was trying to convince him that we stay in his place, like he stay in his crib. Bro, no, like, that's so dangerous, right? It's better if we in this man's car. I found out this dude don't even got a home. He lives in his car. There was so many things that I wish I questioned before we got in the car. Like, when we got in the car, there was a lip gloss in his car. He lives by himself in the car. Why is there a lip gloss in the car with you? You're homeless. You can't afford to pay even for your gas. So why is there a lip gloss in your car and you're a man? Something popped up in my head, like, this dude probably trying to take advantage of somebody in his car, like a chick. Dropped her stuff in his car. I did something to somebody, I don't know. Like, he was so excited to get a hotel. This story is so freaking crazy, bro. This is day 3. It's my 3rd day of being here in Los Angeles.